So if we have to divide by a complex number, in fact, it's not so much dividing as it is simplifying the denominator so that it's not complex, it's not an imaginary number anymore. We want to have real numbers, rational numbers in the denominator. And it's kind of similar to something you did in Algebra 2 or you've probably done before, which is rationalizing the denominator, which looks pretty close to this sometimes. So the strategy to simplify this is multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. So what is the conjugate of 1 plus I? 1 minus I. So I'm going to multiply times 1 minus I, right? But I can't just multiply the denominator by a number without balancing that out by doing something else, right? Multiply the numerator by, same thing, 1 minus I. Okay, so 1 times 1 minus I, 1 minus I. Numerator's done. Okay, now FOIL the denominator, right? FOIL the multiplying of complex conjugates and see what we get. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times negative I minus I. 1 times positive I, positive I. And I times negative I is negative I squared, which is 1. Okay. Now notice that the I squared turned into a real number. The negative I cancels with the positive I. So by multiplying by the conjugate, we're actually canceling all the i's, which is why you do it. It always works that way. Right? So these cancel. And we are left with 1 minus I divided by 2. Which could also be written like 1 half minus 1 half I. Right? So what about the second one? What should I multiply by to get the conjugate of the denominator, right? Which is this one. So that is, no, 4 plus 2I. Don't change the 4 to a negative. Right. Right, just that sign is the only thing that changes. Okay, now you get a couple FOILs to do, right? In the numerator, we're going to have 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2I is 4I. 4 times 3I is 12I. And 3I times 2I, 6I squared, which is negative 6. Okay. Okay, in the denominator, I really don't have to FOIL, right? Because I don't need the two middle terms. They're going to cancel, right? I really only need to multiply the first terms and the last terms. I'll do it one more time, but you really don't have to do the middle terms. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 2I. Plus 8I. 4 times negative 2I minus 8I. Negative 2I times positive 2I minus 4I squared, which is plus 4. So again, these two are going to cancel. That's why you really don't have to do all 4 terms when you multiply conjugates, because they're going to cancel. What do we have in the numerator? 8 minus 6 is 2, and 4I plus 12I is 16I, right? Divided by 20. And, you know, there's simplifying you can do there because all 3 of those numbers are divisible by 2. And again, you could split it up so it's more of the form A plus BI by making this 1/10 plus 4/5 I. Just making those fractions the simplest fractions that I can. What's that? Yes.